Oh, morning, day 15 I think, or 16, 15. Just stumbled on this. It's where boats come to die, isn't it, perhaps? Wow. Don't see that, I've not seen that very often. Are any of them salvageable? Probably. They're just in the forest, in the middle of nowhere. We are close to the coast, but right, another night camping. That was okay. That was a bit better. €11. I seem to think back to that one I paid €22 for. That I was caught there. I was mugged. I should have said no, thank you. I'll go somewhere else. €11, and charging the phone was an issue. But do you know, they must. I can't be the only one, can I? Morning, bonjour. I can't be the only one. I mean, they understand straight away that no one wants to pay €6 or €7 just to charge a phone to have electric put on. What am I doing here? I don't know. I'm going to stop. Hang on. Okay, that was a bit of a stumble. Okay, I nearly went the wrong way. Didn't realise this looked like a road. I thought this can't be the cycle path, but yes, this is the cycle path. As you'll see now, coming up on the road, if you look, see, look. And there'll be some coming up the other way as well, on the other side. It's crazy. Anyway, yeah, back to the camp. It was okay. Charging the phones, they do it, but there's no facility to do it. I mean, I wouldn't mind paying €0.50 or something per charge. You wouldn't mind that, would you? I'm sure they could do it, rig it up in such a way. They've only got to put a USB port, haven't they, really, just outside their office, with a little sort of shelf table at the side of it. Say, well, yeah, but you'd have to wait while it charges.
Turn left.
Anyway, they haven't, and they don't. So each time now I'm having to kind of negotiate the charging of the phone. Most of the time there's a socket in the loos, or in the sanitaires they call them. So you end up standing around the toilets for half an hour. Lovely. Anyway, or sitting, depending on your preference. Enough of that. Campsite was okay. Lots of ants. Well, I think they're ants. They're little, tiny little things. I didn't see any this morning, but yesterday there was, when I got there. First of all, I thought, crikey, I brought them with me, you know, from the camp before, but I realised that they weren't. They were just appearing from nowhere. Oh, keep right. Well, that's why I can go left here and still end up on the same path. Oh, hang on, we missed that. Another lake.
In a quarter mile, turn slight left.
Another lake. That's rather nice, isn't it? There's a campsite here. Oh. Should have come a bit further, maybe camped here. I don't see why I can't go over here and have my breakfast. Oh. Maybe now I can. Hang on, this isn't going to be as easy as I thought. I'll try. If we hit sand, I'll be in trouble. I think there's a grassy bit there. I can keep on the grass. If I can keep on the grass, I'm alright, and keep moving. I think I'm alright, boys. Well, that was worth the effort, wasn't it? Yeah. A day's triking. Oh, and I'm back in the forest again, and pines and other trees. Making good progress. I should be hitting Biarritz in a couple of days. Should be at the Spanish border in 2 or 3 days, 3 days
Here's the
perhaps.
result from search.
Tomato houses, I think. Pretty certain now. Is that another one going up over there? It's pretty beefy. It is. Maybe it's just a packing station because that looks a bit beefy for a glass house. Yeah, they're big. Very tall as well compared to what we see in the UK. Probably all automated, computer controlled. Okay, back in a pine forest again, but it's quite pleasant. Over there on the right, I think that's the sea. You can see that sort of bright light through the trees, through the conifers. You've got that green hedge, looks like. That's just the rooftops of more conifers because it slopes down. But beyond that, I think is the sea because it's quite bright. I'm pretty certain it's to my right. This has been cleared, isn't it, I would think, in the past. Logged, perhaps. Yeah, as you can see. Which opens it up. It does make it kind of more pleasant in a way. They were obviously planted, there was obviously a plantation, wasn't it? So someone was forward-thinking enough to know, yeah, hang on, do you know what? Probably in 2020-ish, we're going to need some wood. And we're going to probably need quite a lot of it. And what can we get to grow on that old sand? I know, we need those trees. I wonder if those trees will grow on that old sand. Yeah, let's try it. Wow, look at those trees. Aren't they growing well on that old sand? And look at all the wood. We could build houses. We could make bridges. We could have matchsticks. We could do away with those gas lighters and have matchsticks again. We could have wooden cutlery, wooden shelves. We could probably pulp some of the wood that we can't use as planks of wood for building houses and pulp it up and make bags out of it. What a good idea that'd be. And any left over, if there is anything, we put it through the shredder and we put it back on the land. And all round we go again, rinse and repeat. That's it. I've done my eco bit for the day. Been going through a few sort of the towny, sort of no villagey sort of places, coastal areas. I've just called in a little shop. I broke away from my usual spa hunt, although there are plenty around, but they're sort of 15 miles away, and then there's about 4 of them all quite close together. And then I put into Google small grocery store, and it seemed to come out. He's probably just showing me grocery stores, but I just thought I like the sound of small grocery stores, and it gave results. And I was literally where I was parked thinking, where should I go? You know, I've got to follow this route, where's the nearest shop? And it showed one just to the right of me, about half a mile down the road. So off I went, and it was a lovely little shop. All the fruit was outside on those sort of slanted display stands. Inside the shop it was well stocked, even had ready meals cooked. So I got myself a sort of pasta ready meal. I think it had some ham in it, tomato, lettuce, lentils and all sorts of things, maize. And it had some vinaigrette, which I quite like now. I never used to like vinaigrette, but I think the French know how to make vinaigrette, don't they? And I put that on and I thought that was delicious. And I knew I had a big tomato from yesterday, from the day before actually, when I bought them. So that would be ripe for eating. But this one, this pack I bought, already had 2 little tomatoes in it, but I thought, no, I'm going to have the big one as well. So I've gorged myself on tomatoes. But it's everything's more expensive. Now that might be because I'm in these kind of touristy small shop areas. But I'm just noticing things like just a bottle of Coke or Pepsi or something is it's coming in at about €2. That's only a little 500ml one, which has got to be, yeah, I think they're a little bit cheaper in the UK. But then maybe if I went to a supermarket and bought a pack of 6, I'd probably get the price right down. I think I explained in the other video, that's what they tend to do here. The supermarkets are like big sort of cash and carry type places. Larger bottles and larger portions. I greased up the chain again this morning. That's twice I've done it now. It does seem to perform better when I do that. I wish I'd brought some oil with me. That's a little tip for next time. Find a way of bringing some... bonjour, bonjour. Merci, merci. Find a way of... Oh wow, look at the pack on the back. Not on the bike, on his back. That can't... I don't know, that just doesn't feel or look right to me. I'm sure if you had a pannier on the back, it would be an easier ride. Or just 2 panniers, just one either side. Anyway, where was I? Oh, I've lost myself. Oil, yes. Yeah, because I wouldn't need a lot, but it's the rear derailleur, or maybe the front derailleur, that grease just doesn't get into those bits that turn, does it? The rear derailleur could probably do with some oil, because I have been through some sandy areas, dusty areas. The front derailleur seems alright. So yeah, find a way of bringing some oil. It needs to be something that won't open. Don't need a lot, probably less than 50ml actually, just a small little bottle. A few dribbles of it, you know. And the only option is to find a shop and see if I can go in and scrounge a bit of oil, or if they'll do it for me really cheap. I can just imagine you take it into a bicycle shop in the UK and they say, yeah, all right, leave it 2 days, come back and it's 30 quid, yeah. What have you done? Well, we've done what you said, you ordered it and serviced it. Yeah. Oh, so you've ordered all the cables? Yeah, well, yeah, I'm pretty sure I didn't do it, but someone did. Ah, merci, merci. Bonjour. Walkers as well. What was that from? Walkers. Oh, The Walking Dead, wasn't it? Yeah, do you know, I never saw the end episodes of that after Rick Grimes died. I saw up to about him where he kind of went AWOL and impaled himself, I think, if I remember rightly. But I think that was the last episode I saw. Let's see if I can catch up with that at some point. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Yeah. That's the evil in me, I suppose. What a world, eh? God. A bit like Mad Max, isn't it? And what was the other one with Kevin Costner? Where he was on a boat. I can't think what it's called now. I could watch that again. I've not seen that for a long while. Can't remember what it was called, but it was on like a catamaran, moving around. Anyway, I must have sunstroke. I'm talking about weird things. You know, this probably isn't everyone's cup of tea, but you know, I'm thoroughly enjoying this. All I'm doing is it's like walking, but I'm going twice as fast, 3 times as fast as walking, and there's a lizard, go, I think I got him, I'm pretty certain I did. Loads of lizards, I keep seeing them. I've never got the bloody camera out, that's the trouble. There's some biggish ones, about twice the size of that one we just saw. But especially on the roads, not so much these in these wooded areas, but where it's bright sunshine, they come out on the road because they're reptiles, aren't they? So they need heat to get functioning. So most of the mornings are quite chilly and cold. Just around 10, 11 o'clock the sun's up and breaking through, you know, really starting to work its magic, and then that's when you see them. Not so much bird, in the way of bird song now, but that might be to do with the arboriculture. Probably don't like pine trees too much. I've seen some oak. That is, I think, arbutus. I think, I'm not sure. I think it might be. I think that's what they call a strawberry tree. There's little fruits that look like strawberries. They're not strawberries, but they look like strawberries. But yeah, I've seen some oaks, and that's cistus, isn't it? Yeah. Cistus. What am I talking about? Cistus. Broom. We know it as broom, don't we? Normally a yellow flower. Oh, more people on the bike. Bonjour. Okay. Merci.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh. I crossed the border to Spain in probably a couple of days, I think. I keep losing track of what day I'm on. I think this is day 16. Bit naughty, really. I should really keep abreast of that. But yeah, so I'm I don't know, maybe 60 miles away from Biarritz at the moment. Maybe, I think so. And I think it's only about another 60 miles past Biarritz where I cross the border. I think. So it's probably about 2, maybe 3 days. Depending on what I do today. I did another 50 miler yesterday. But that's it. That was the whole point of going through Bordeaux country. The wine country. It was to stick to the coast, I decided. I made an executive decision. Because I wanted to go in there inland and see the vineyards and things. But it came for me at a critical time where I was a little bit worried about what was ahead with the heat. I was a little bit worried about the time. Bonjour. And I was a little bit worried about the hills that are coming up. So I wanted to give myself more time. So I thought, well, if I can, and the weather was set fair really for doing just that. It was cool in the mornings until about 12. And then the sun got through and really heated everything, and it was hot in the afternoons. But by starting earlier, I was getting in 30 miles by 12 o'clock, 40 miles. And that means I could have a rest, plenty of rests, and I could get easily another 15, 20 miles in, which is what I did. So I got in 50 miles. So I had 2 days at 50 miles, which in turn really gives me another day off. So I think it works out now. I've got 9 days to do 287 miles. Well, I've already done 25 today, so I'm probably down to 250-ish, aren't I, by the end of the day. So I'll have 7 days to do 250, which seems, that wouldn't faze me at all. But I am really aware that every day is getting hotter. Every day I feel like more fatigue comes in a bit earlier, so I'm stopping probably more often to drink and things. And also the hills. I've got 2 massive climbs. I think one's about a 2,000 foot climb over a few miles, and that for me that'll be walking. I'll have to walk it up. Well, my walking pace is only going to be about 2 miles an hour. So if it's over 4 miles, that's going to take me 2 or 3 hours just walking up a bloody hill, which is okay, I think. But the other thing I'm a little bit sort of apprehensive about and anxious about is I'm not sure what the road condition's going to be like. I mean, if it's sort of like this and it's just going uphill, I'm happy as Larry. But if I'm on a major trunk road or something where there's cars whizzing by, and, hating cyclists, and I'm walking, I'm going to feel a bit vulnerable. But hey ho, we'll get there. I'm determined to do it. But that's why I cut off kind of the traditional Bordeaux vineyard hunt. And that was my plan, to go through there and spend a day or 2 in Bordeaux area going around the vineyards and things, tracking them round. But when it came to it, I was thinking, no, I need to safeguard myself here. And I thought, well, rather than do that, if I just head straight down the coast, and it was literally straight down. You can see from my ride GPS, it was quite an easy route, and it's following the EV1 anyway. I'm getting the sunshine, which is nice. and I'm thinking I'm also gaining a lot of time, and I can take, because it looks now like I'll probably be able to have a day off in like Bilbao, or maybe 2 days. I don't think there's much in Santander, so it's pointless getting to Santander early. So I've got a little bit of a jiggery-pokery to do between now and then, but I think that's what I'd rather do. I'd rather have too much time than too little. I mean, I can push the ferry out, but I think the next one, I'm not sure, it might be on a Sunday, it's about 3 or 4 days. Well, what that means is I'm stuck in Santander then probably for 3 or 4 days. So it's all about working out the best options. But I'm still enjoying it, I'm still pedalling. Still got a niggle with the hip. I'm going right down in the gears now, and I wouldn't normally do that. I could probably sail up here in these much higher gears, but today I am taking it easy. It's 20 to 1, 26 miles. Probably only do maybe a 30 or 40 miles today, ish. I told you about the campsite, didn't I? €11, that was quite nice, except for the ants. I've just stopped for lunch at a picnic table. There's loads of little picnic tables spaced out, but there's no rubbish bins. I suppose in a way that's kind of clever, isn't it? People take the rubbish home. I mean, there's no rubbish scattered. I'm not seeing Coke bottles and plastic littered everywhere. So people are very aware, and recycling here is a big thing. And there's lots of recycling sort of bays and units in these little towns I go through, where you've got all these multicoloured bins, and there's not just sort of one set per town. Normally on a whole village, normally see a couple at least. I wonder if there's any big mammals here. There must be deer. Right, we're still going strong. There's the sign. Cool, that's a path, isn't it? See the car park there? That is because the sea is just to the right there. I don't know what this means. Triangle with nothing in it. 30. My eyes are getting bad. 50 metres is that? Or is it 5,000? No, it's 50 metres, yeah. Oh, people. Oh, watch out. Walking Dead. Oh, there, look, cars. Nice though, isn't it? Very nice. Be nice to hear an English voice. Well, it's not told me to go left or right or in between. So I should just keep going on. Bonjour. Oh, what's that? What's that for then? What's that all about? Don't understand that. What would that be for? Don't worry about it, Andrew, just don't worry about it. I know, but I just like to know things. Oh, you get a lot of these, can you see that? These bumps, boom. It's the roots, isn't it, coming through the tarmac. You have to be a bit careful on the downhills, you have to keep your eyes peeled. I've come across a couple of times early on, and I'm wise to it now. So I can never really, on these little tracks, make full use of the downhills. I'm always on the brakes. These are brambles at the side. There'll probably be fruit in, won't they, later on? I missed out on that. Oh, here comes a biggie. So I'm going to take it easy. Go down, right down to the lowest gear. Oh, clunk, clunk, can you hear that? That's that Sora, is it Shimano Sora derailleur, which everyone said I shouldn't fit, but I did, because it has a shorter arm on it, so especially on some of the terrain I've travelled on, if I'd left the original Dior derailleur on there, it'd have been... Bonjour! I'd have been... English, sorry, I apologise. I'm sorry for all the wrongs we've done you, yeah. I'm sorry that we never took you over and moved you all out into England and we lived here instead. You could have stopped and talked to me, or offered me a tow. Oh dear, that is hot. I've looked at the weather, and just a little sneak peek. I'm not sure, but I think there's a day coming up, maybe tomorrow or the day after, where they're saying the weather could peak at 38. And that's interesting because it's not at midday or 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. It's at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Before that, it's around the 30s. And I'm noticing that when I get to the campsites, it seems to be a lot hotter around 5 o'clock than it did earlier when I was moving. But it soon cools down by 8 or 9. It's nice. Learned a lot about triking. Learned a lot about this trike actually. Definitely need a dynamo. Gonna have to change these brakes on the front. Let's go over to discs on at least one wheel. Yeah, one wheel I think. I can go on the disc, keep the drum on the other, keep the cost down. I definitely need a dynamo. I need to charge up while I'm moving. I have to do something with the gearing still. I've been talking about this for ages. I'll be able to do that, I think. Learned a lot about myself. Don't like crowds. I've kind of decided I don't like crowds. I don't like busy places. I like to be anonymous. Probably why I quite enjoy myself so much in China, because, believe it or not, there are so many people. You are kind of anonymous, although you do stand out as a Laowai, Westerner, but because there's so many, you become anonymous. I just like to do my own thing. Like this is a good example, isn't it? I mean, there's probably lots of people who wouldn't do this. Oh, I couldn't be on my own. I love it. Oh, that's a lovely breeze. The last 3 days I've bought little bottles of cola and Pepsi now, cold. I was determined not, but actually it's not a bad thing because I'm not even getting the sugar-free ones. I'm getting the sugar. Oh, a lizard! I'm getting the sugar ones because I need the energy. I need to, I'm burning through calories here every day. And I've noticed when I've had one, I do seem to have more energy. I've also had a few Red Bulls where the days have been long, and I have one of those Red Bulls, and I tell you what, that picks me up, goodness me. And it's not just physical, it kind of clears your mind as well. It's weird. Everything becomes clearer. I'm thinking, goodness me, give me some magic mushrooms. That'll be next. Oh, here we go. Slowly does it. Go down in the gears. Take it easy. No rush. No rush. You made the effort the last 2 or 3 days. That's it. Only got another 14 miles to do, and I've done 40 miles. So 40 miles is about 2 hours at this rate. So what is it now? 12 hours to maybe an early finish today. That would be nice. Oh yeah, I was talking earlier about my hip. My right hip. It's like a gnawing pain. But what's interesting, if I get off the trike and have a little walk around or even a sit down somewhere, it's okay again. So I don't know whether that's psychological, your mind's taken off of it. I've got some, is it ibuprofen or something? I don't know. I've got some of those. I might take one, I don't know. It's not that bad all the time. Let's go up in the gears. That's better. Oh, just as I change to make it easy. There's a bump. See what I mean? Whoa. Yeah. If you'd hit that at speed, that would probably turn me over. Turn you over? Yeah, turn me over. Oh, I do love to be beside the seaside. Look, quite a bit of graffiti I'm seeing. So I would imagine in the towns here in France there's probably a lot of it, because there's quite a bit on these cycleways where there's a building or something, government building type, you know, water pump or something. Quite a few butterflies, but a lot of these white ones, I think they're cabbage whites, aren't they? Is that a European species? Saw one flutter in there. Come on, Flutterby for me. There you go. Oh, it's a yellow one. Lovely. Thank you. It's nice when they do as they're told. Brambles. Do you know, are they brambles? Yeah, that is. It's rubus. Whether it's the fruiting bramble, I don't know. I've not seen any flowers. Maybe it's not what I'm thinking it is. That's that. I'm sure that's arbutus. Strawberry tree. Looks like a bay, doesn't it, in a way, but if you look at it, it's quite sparse down below. Cytisus. I wonder what colour that is. It's got seed heads on it, so it must have already flowered. I'm glad I got the mirror. Could have had two really, I suppose, would have helped, but one's enough. Even though it's on the wrong side, it does help. Normally I'm quite good at looking at it, but when I'm on these tracks, I do tend to wander a bit and I forget, and then suddenly there's someone behind me. Passage to vehicle, I don't know. See, a lot of these signs, I haven't got a clue what they mean. There was one back there in that little, towards that little shop I went, at the end of the road, there was a big no entry sign. So I thought, well, does that apply to me with a bike? So I just ignored it. I thought, what's the worst they can do? You know, lock me up. What was the French army, the unit where they used to send? They are brambles, aren't they? They're pink flowers. They are blackberries, I think. I can't remember. It's gone. Gorse. I can see gorse in there now. That's that prickly one. Gorse. Cicadas. Foreign Legion. That was it, wasn't it? Was that French Foreign Legion? Isn't that where they used to send people who had done naughty things? I think that's an oak tree. Bonjour. I've seen quite a few of those sort of scattered oaks. This has been cleared and logged, isn't it? Or fired, but I suspect it's just been logged. We'll see some stumps, and yeah, stumps. I like it, it's managed. Oh, take it easy on yourself. Okay, down in the gears, go right down to number 1, that's it. I could walk this, I'm not going to. If it goes down below 2.7 miles an hour, I might just well get off and walk. It's 2.5 now, because I can walk at that speed. And actually the walking does me good, so it's 2.6. Now if this was any longer, I'd probably get off here and walk. It saves the chain as well. And it saves your legs, because by doing this, trying to ride it up, you take more out of yourself than you would if you was to just get off and push it. Oh, a little baby seedling there, look, of an arbutus. Could take that home, couldn't I? Dig it up, take it home. These, I think I was talking to my son about this. These pine cones fascinate me, because if you look up there, there's loads of pine cones, and then you look down here and there's loads of pine cones, isn't there? Now, what does that tell you? At some point, and these are quite small pine cones, there's been some bloody huge ones, I'm telling you. At some point, those pine cones have fallen, haven't they? Now, what are the chances? Work it out for yourselves. Would you be more likely to win the lottery than to be killed by a pine cone? Because I'm telling you now, some of the big ones, if they come down and hit you straight on the head, I think it'd probably crack your bloody skull open. And I was camping, that was early on, a few days back, a good few days back, and I heard a couple fall in the night. You can hear them thump as they hit the ground. Ooh, grass is in there. Is that a bit of a kind of bamboo-like, but it's not, is it? I don't think it is. Maybe it is. Right, down in the gears again. Dunk, 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 dunk. Oh, I just saw a lizard cross the path on the brow. Could have let us get a bit closer, couldn't he? I've been thinking about my route home when I get to Plymouth. I've decided that I'm going to ride it. I think I get into Plymouth around 10 or 11 o'clock. The nearer 10, the better. It's only about 40 miles to where I need to go. Now that's easy, you know, I'm doing that, and that's not a problem. But there's a fair bit of hilling in there. See there, that cone's getting a bit bigger, isn't it? So, I think it's about 2,000 feet of climbs. Now I can do that. That's all of that is the distances I can do and the climbing I can do. And my plan was to do half of it and then have a B&B and then do the half the next day. But I'm thinking I've had a nice night, a day and a half on a ferry, you know, relaxing. I'm going to go for it. As long as the weather's kind of reasonable, I'm going to see if I can do it back in one go, actually. Because the B&Bs in the UK are so expensive. I think the cheapest I could find was about 80 odd quid, so rather than that I thought, well, I'll suffer. If I get into trouble, I've always got the tent, haven't I? I'll just find a field. But I don't think I will. I think I'll be alright. It's just the drivers, the attitude of the drivers and the road conditions are not favourable for some of the route, although I think I've tracked a way through the using paths, but I don't know the condition of those paths. I mean, oh, I'm going the wrong way, you silly boy. That was it. I knew there was something I needed to learn. Down for low. On the left it's down for low, on the right it's up for low. Right, I'm back in the sun again. I love these fire tracks down here, cut right the way through them. I saw one doing it the other day. Big tractor. They just plough it up, really deep furrows. Oh, that's burning on my legs. I don't mean the strain of going up this little hill. I mean the sun. Put a bit of cream on my ankles, some on my face, but this is it, you see. I don't know what the time is, yeah, 1 o'clock. So it's now onwards, really. It's starting to get the heat. A little bit of a downhill. Let's go through these gears, get a bit of speed, see if we can get some momentum. Bump, bump. That's the giveaway. You see the crack. See that? There's bump. These are bumps here. These aren't too bad. See if we can ride this one out. Oh, there's bumps. You can see them there. Look, big one there. Yeah, ride that one out. That's okay. Bit of exertion and then it makes the climb a bit easier. Ah, bonjour. Peace, bro, peace. More graffiti. I don't know what it says that way. Maybe someone can see. Okay, well, I think you've seen enough of pine forest and me pedalling, and heard enough of me ranting. So I think it might be a case of over and out. Let's just see what's on the other side of this. Hopefully it's a downhill and not a more uphill. Yeah, it's a slight downhill. But as you can see, it's just going on and on and on and on. Right, well, this is my home for the night. I've got to show you this first of all. This was trying to get in just now in my doorway, and I'll show you the doorway. So I've put him on my hat and brought him over here. Now that's a beast. Right, there we are. There's my trike. Now you wouldn't think I'd get that tent on the back, would you? I know it's heavy, it's way too big. I'm going to have to invest in a much lighter tent. I've realised that now. It takes me ages to put up every night. And the chairs and everything, okay, they fold down, but it's so difficult. And that bed, well that's, you know, I've got lengths of wood that are 5 foot long that I strap to the sides. And as you can see, I mean, all this other caper in here, all this, the small fridge, that's a nightmare. That only just about goes on the back. I don't even know why I carry that plant, but yeah, it's a lot to carry on the back of a trike. Well, as you know, I'm kidding. So tonight I thought I'd try glamping. This was available on booking.com. It's cost me 41 quid. But I'm just wondering if I've been better off paying another 20 and just getting a bloody hotel room. Already I've been met with that beast that I filmed earlier, showed you. And there's flies and things, every creepy crawlies. And even on the bed I found a little spider. They don't worry me, I'm okay with them, but it's just the thought of it, is it worth it? But I do need a good night's sleep, and I'm just hoping I'm going to get it. Whether I will or not, I don't know. And I haven't got to set the tent up or anything. There's all my clobber there, you can just about see it, I think. That's all my clobber. I've unpacked it. I've not taken it all, unwrapped it and everything, but I've just got it all out of the panniers. I'm doing a massive charge up over here. I'm going to get breakfast, which means I'm going to get some bread and a croissant, I think, in the morning. Delivered. I don't know how they do that, but that'll be interesting. But yeah, the toilet block is through there, between those two tents there. There's people in that one, they've only just gone out, and there's people in that one over there, and they went out earlier, and that's it. I think there's people camping over there. I think to camp here for the night would have cost me 17 euros. Oh no, 13 euros. It's about a tenner. I've paid 41. Yeah, you live and learn, don't you? But then at least I can say I've glamped, and you're getting a good shot of the conditions. Trike's holding up. Yeah, I've had a good day. I've done 38 miles, so I'm still on schedule. I'll do some calculations now. I've got all my things charged up. I can spend more time on the phone, get the calculations done. I think I've got about another 250 miles to go. And I think tomorrow is day 16. So I've got 9 days left. And that sounds like a huge amount of time to do 260 miles, and yes it is. But when you add into that equation 19,000 feet of climbing, and I think the next 3 or 4 days we're going to be 35, 36, 37, 38 in this whole area. And then it does get cooler. It does cool down. I think there's going to be some thunderstorms. So we live and learn. We'll see how we go. I'm glad I've done those extra miles in the last few days. It's bought me some time now. Someone's cycling along over there. So there you are. Right, I'm going to turn this off now and make one tomorrow for you.